Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a fill. So of course the first thing that we're doing is just removing the bling with a pair of nippers. As you guys know, I use this Soleil nail adhesive and my bling stays on really good. So again, just going in with a pair of nippers, and these nippers I just get from like Dollar General just because, you know, they mess up really easily with me removing the bling, and they're only $1. So I just replace them after a while, which they actually last me pretty long though. Don't get me wrong, they last me pretty long. Next we're going in with the extra coarse safety drill bit from Amazon. I'll be sure to leave the link down below for you guys, but we're just gonna go in and file away the colored acrylic. As always, you guys know that whenever I use colored acrylic, I always do a clear underneath. That way, whenever I file away the colored acrylic, we'll still have acrylic underneath. That way we don't have to do a whole new set. We can just fill in the nail again, and of course add more acrylic. So we're going to go ahead and continue doing this. Remember that when you're using your drill, you want to make sure that you keep your drill moving at all times. You don't want to leave it in one spot for too long because it will cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn. And as always, I'm using the Scarlet Nail Drill by Melody Susie, which I highly recommend. It works really good for me. I know a lot of you guys have it and you guys love it as well. So if you're looking for a drill, I would definitely go with the Scarlet Nail Drill. It's really affordable and it lasts a really long time, and I just again recommend it. And I do have a promo code for them, which I'll leave down below for you guys. But yeah, so we're going to continue to remove the colored acrylic, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Alrighty, so after we finish removing the colored acrylic, we're going to go in with the cuticle pusher, and we're just going to push those cuticles back, and this is going to expose the new growth and help with reducing lifting. So make sure that you never skip this step. After this, we're going to go in with a 180 sanding band, and as always, I replace the old one with a new one for each client, and then we go around the cuticle area. As you can see, I don't file for too long. I literally just file until I get rid of the shine, so I can't sit there and tell you like, oh, file for 10 seconds, because, you know, like as long as the shine is gone, you're completely fine. So after you finish filing it, just kind of stop for a few seconds and just take a look at the nail, and if it's not shiny anymore, then you're good to go. But make make sure that you get as close as you can to that cuticle area because you don't want to get any lifting. The oils just come from our body. Our body produces a lot of oils. Those oils happen to be on our natural nail, which is why our nails are shiny. So after that, we just dust the nails off, and then we're going to go in with the primer, and I'm just using the JC Beauty Concepts primer. They do have the dehydrator as well, which eliminates the oils left on the natural nail, so you can use that as well if it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. And then now I'm going in with the JC Beauty Concepts clear acrylic, applying that over the nail, just making sure that we have a nice layer. That way, same thing as this time, if you know, when she wants something different the next time, we can just file away the colored acrylic and then this clear will be there. That way we don't have to do a whole new set. And then after that, we're going to go in with the colored acrylics. So for this pinky, we're going to be doing an ombre, and it's going to be a two-tone, or actually three-tone ombre. So we're going to do the pink at the tip, the orange in the middle, and then I'm going to use my favorite color by JC Beauty Concepts, which is the Cover Blush, which is a really pretty nude. For this one, we're just going to do that Cover Blush on the entire nail. So as you can see, place my first bead right in the middle, brushing it down, or patting it down, and then brushing it down towards the tip. And remember that when you're brushing your acrylic, you want to be super gently. It's like you're literally feathering the acrylic with your brush, not pressing down too hard. And then also, as you guys notice, I am using the JC Beauty Concepts nail brush or acrylic brush in the number 12. And let me tell you guys, this brush was so easy to work with. I think this was the first time I used it, was on this set, and I love, like, my favorite part about it is the little grip that it has. As you can see, like right there where I'm holding it, there's like little what is it, like little black rubber bands, but they work as like a grip, and it just makes the brush so easy to hold and so easy to work with, and it's so light. And again, this is the number 12, and I do highly recommend it. You guys know that I usually use the Alpha brush, which, don't get me wrong, I love their brushes, but sometimes I know I have different people asking, like, you know, what are some other brushes that you recommend, because some people like to just basically see what's out there and just try different things to see what works for them. Because remember that whatever worked for me might not work for you. So, you know, if you just want to experiment with other brushes, this one is definitely another one of my favorite ones. So I do highly recommend it. Again, this is a number 12. You guys know that I usually use a number 10, so it is slightly bigger, but it's still so easy to work with. And I absolutely love it. And then it's like a rose gold color, y'all, so it's so freaking cute. But again, my favorite part is that grip. It just fits so comfortably in your hand. But now, as you can see, I went ahead and did the orange, and then going in with the Cover Blush at the back, making sure that we clean around the cuticle area. And also make sure that when you're doing ombres like this, that you don't work with too much product at a time, because you don't want to basically take away from the ombre, because then you would be brushing that orange all the way down, or that Cover Blush all the way down, and it would just take away from the ombre. And then after that, we went ahead and encapsulated the nail with the JC Beauty Concepts clear acrylic, doing that over the entire nail, and of course making sure that we have a nice apex and a nice thickness at the tip. And as you can see, the colored acrylic, I only applied for color, but then I actually built my strength, my apex, the thickness at the tip with the clear. Next, for this middle finger, we're gonna do like a little marble effect with the pink and the orange. So as you can see, I did a little bit of the pink, and then I went in there and between the pink and added the orange, and then I'm also going in and adding in some of this yellow. So after that, we're gonna go in and do the Cover Blush at the back. But remember that when you are applying your acrylic, that you are super gentle to not brush the product off the nail. So for this one, we're going to do another ombre just like the pinky, except for the orange is going to be at the tip, the pink closer to the, or actually in the middle, and then the Cover Blush at the back. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with the Cover Blush. As you can see, I only go in with a little bit of product, and then whenever I brush it down, y'all, like, I am super gentle. I only use the very tip of my brush, and then as you can see, it's still you know, I needed to go in and add a little bit more pink to make it blend a little bit more well, but I didn't want to add any more of that cover blush right there in the middle because I didn't want it to get all the way on the pink. And then now I'm going in and encapsulating those three colors with the JC Beauty Concepts clear. And then for the middle finger, we're going to go back in and add the cover blush at the back as well, and then encapsulate with the clear. And then for the thumb, I'm going to do the same thing that I just did on the middle finger. Alrighty, so I'm finishing up this thumb. As you can see, it's exactly like the middle finger, and I'm just going in and encapsulating it with the clear. Remember, that way you can just build your apex and your strength with the clear, and then just do the color with the actual colored acrylic. Also, remember that when you're applying your acrylic, make sure that you look at the nail from different angles. That way you have a nice apex, and then your nails do not break off, because if you just do some really flat thin nails, they're gonna break off by the minute she goes to open up the door, because they have no strength to them. Alrighty, so we finished applying the acrylic. So up next, I'm going to be following them. And this is the acrylic that I use. So cover blush and the clear and then the other colored acrylics. So we're going to reshape. We're going in with a 100 nail file. And of course, when we're following we're doing a coffin shape, we follow the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle to make sure that we get that perfect coffin shape that we want. So again, 90-degree angle going straight from the side of the nail, which is your side wall, towards the free edge. And then also, if you want to make the tip more narrow, then just fall more on the actual tip, like putting more of that pressure towards the tip and not the back of the nail, because then you don't want right there, like where your side walls is, to be super narrow as well, because then your nail will break off. So we're gonna go ahead and finish reshaping these up, and then after that we're gonna start filing the nails with the e-file. Alrighty, so we finished reshaping, and now we're going to go in with the fine ceramic drill bit, and we're going to file the nails. This is my actual speed. So as you can see, I always start around the cuticle area. From the right side, work my way all the way over to the left side, and just going back and forth to make sure that I am able to see the cuticle area, the natural nail, and the acrylic. That way we don't get any lifting. And then of course following the rest of the nail as we go as well, just because you don't want to keep your drill moving on one spot for too long. So that's why I follow a little bit around the cuticle area, and then I switch over to the rest of the nail, and I just alternate back and forth, but mainly focusing around the cuticle area first, because again, that is where a lot of your lifting will come from if you don't follow around that cuticle area. And I know a lot of people, they're always like, hey, like I filed the nail correctly, but I'm still getting lifting. Well, lifting can come from a number of things, either from not prepping your nail correctly, which would mean your nail still being oily, from not applying the correct size tips, from not using the correct liquid to powder ratio, from not following the nail correctly during this step. So it's going to be a trial and error, and just finding what works for you, and a process of elimination to see what exactly you're doing wrong. Trust me, I was the same way. It took me a while to finally achieve no lifting, and even now you guys know that every now and then you might have a nail that lifts, but it might just be something that you just miss, but nothing major. But it's always a learning process when it comes to nails, and not even just this, but I mean in general, it's always a learning process. Like you just never finish, or not finish, but you never stop learning when it comes to really not even just nails, but the cosmetology field, because it's always new things coming out, new designs, new trends, new everything. So you're always going to be learning when it comes to nails. But anyways, I got off track. But yeah, so we're following around the cuticle area, and during this time I am using the drill at like 5,000 RPMs. So let me remind you guys, when I remove the gel polish or colored acrylic, I use it between 10 to 15,000 RPMs. When I remove the shine from the natural nail, I use it at 5,000 RPMs. And then when I file around the cuticle area, I think I said 5, but I use it at 10,000. So that's the 3 speeds. That's the 3 times that I ever used the drill. And then again, to remove gel polish or colored acrylic, I use that Safety Extra Coarse Drill Bit. To remove the shine from the natural nail, we use the 180 sanding band. And then to do this part, I use the ceramic drill bit. As you guys know, I also used to use like the carbide one, which is the gold metal one, but I feel like it was a little bit more sharp. So I switched over to this one, and it does, just fine. It does the work just like the other one did, but just not as sharp. So I went ahead and speed it up, but we're doing the same thing, y'all. Again, following around the cuticle area to make sure that we don't get any lifting. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and buff the nails, and this is going to get rid of any of the scratches left on the nails from the hand file or the e-file, so make sure that you buff them really, really good. After this, we're going to go ahead and dust the nails off, wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, or you can have your client go wash their hands, whatever works for you best. Alrighty, so after we wipe the nails off, I'm going to go in with my small nail art brush, and I'm going to draw or attempt to draw a little palm tree. So as you can see, I did the bottom of it going from the tip of the nail, and then I'm just drawing the little stems. And then you can have a little brush with your acetone, which this one's usually my cleanup brush, just to clean up any little mistakes, kind of like a eraser. Just keep it, right there so you can use it. And then now I'm just drawing like little lines, and this is going to create that little palm tree leaves, whatever type of look. But then after this, we're going to cure this nail, and then for the color, instead of using gel polish, I'm going to just use the colored acrylic powder, and I'm just going to dab it on there. I've actually never tried it, but I've seen it done with other designs, which is why I decided to do it that way. So I'm just finishing up the other side, and make sure that when you're doing this, you use a tiny brush. That way your lines aren't super big. And then for the rest of the fingers, we are going to be applying some bling. So as always, I'm using this nail adhesive, my ABSS6, SS12. And then I also use that little gold little circle. I'm just going to call it a frame. So we're just applying the bling. After this, we're going to spray the nails with the hurry up spray, which is going to dry that glue a lot faster. And then we still have to cure that ring finger. Alrighty, so I'm going in with my brush, just dipped it in the colored acrylic and then just dabbing it on the nail. So I'm doing the pink at the bottom and then the orange right there in the middle, and then the top of the palm tree is going to be that neon yellow color. So as you can see, again, I'm just dabbing it, and then it's okay if you get powder somewhere else because you can just dust it off. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and just apply the top coat. And for my top coat, this time I am using the JC Beauty Concepts top coat, which I absolutely love. It goes on so good. And I love that their brush is kind of curved, so you're able to get around the cuticle area really, really good and really easily as well. Alrighty, so same thing for the other hand. So we're just doing the colored acrylic powder on that ring finger. And then after that, we're going to go in with the JC Beauty Concepts top coat and then curing this hand for 60 seconds as well. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. As you can see, they turned out really, really pretty. One of my favorite two colors together are pink and orange, so this one definitely is one of my favorite sets just because the colors look so good together. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.